Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are reading Sharon Draper Copper's Son, and we are now on chapter 25, which is from Polly's perspective. So we're on part 6, Polly's perspective, chapter 25, Birth of the Baby. Early one morning, about 2 weeks later, the doorway of the kitchen was suddenly darkened by the unexpected shadow of Mr. Derby. He looked surprisingly agitated. Polly dropped the spoons she had had in her hand. She watched as Amari moved swiftly to the back of the small room to try to make herself invisible. Tibbet ran behind his mother. Even the dog hid in the corner. "Where's Lena?" Mr. Derby roared. Tina looked around in confusion. She ain't here, massa. I ain't seen Lena since last night," Tina said truthfully. "And what about Flora? I swear I'll kill her if she's not back in the house when I return." I ain't seen her neither, massa," Tina said. She stirred the kettle wildly. "I'll be cooking all the morning." "Why is it that when I need a slave, they all disappear?" He strode across the kitchen and swept plates and platters to the floor in a fury. He stopped directly in front of Amari, who cowered at his feet. "Why aren't in the rice fields like I ordered?" he demanded. Polly could see that Amari had no answer. She knew that Amari had learned that, when not given a direct order, a slave's best bet was to say nothing. Mrs. Derby looked at Polly. "Does the African understand English yet?" Yes, sir, little, sir," Polly replied. "What is he going to do?" she wondered, her fear growing. "Do you know anything about childbirth?" he asked Polly suddenly. Sir?" Polly asked, confused. Then she realized Mrs. Derby must be in labor. Mrs. Derby, with concern edging his voice, said, "Isabelle is about to have a child. I've sent Noah to Charlestown for the doctor, but it'll be several hours before they return." He wrung his hands. Polly had never seen him look helpless or afraid. "She's in a lot of pain. Can you help her?" "Oh, yes, sir. Of course, sir." Polly breathed with relief for herself and for Amari as well. Amari would not be taken to the rice swamps, at least not today. "And you," he said, pointing to Amari, "get up and help her. Hurry. I'll ride to the next plantation for more help." He stormed out of the kitchen, leaving behind sudden sighs of relief. You ever help birth a baby child?" Tina asked Polly. "Never," Polly replied frantically. "What about you?" Tina asked Amari. "Yes, many," Amari replied quickly. "Both of you get up there and see to Miss Isabelle. Here's boiled water. Hurry." Amari and Polly rushed out of the kitchen and up to the big house. Their first trip back since the night of the spilled pie. They climbed the stairs as quickly as they could without splashing the hot water and tiptoed down the highly polished wood floor of the upstairs hallway, searching for Mrs. Derby's room. Ordinarily, several slaves would be in the house, cleaning or washing, but today, oddly, there were none. Clay was nowhere to be seen either. "Oh, Lord in heaven!" they heard Mrs. Derby cry out from the first room on the right. She lay in her bed, which was surrounded on all four sides with thin linen curtains. Huge pillows surrounded her pale face. She moaned in pain as Amari and Polly entered the room and pulled back the curtains. She looked at the two girls and tried to smile weakly. You must help me," she said, desperation in her voice. If the baby is... She could not finish the sentence. Yes, ma'am," Polly replied. "We will make sure you and your baby will be just fine." Polly had never been so close to a woman who was about to have a baby, and she was more than a little frightened. The smell of sweat and body fluids was overpowering. "No, you don't understand," Mrs. Derby said, as another labor pain gripped her. "You must help my baby." "Baby, good thing," Amari said, trying to reassure her. Mrs. Derby inhaled sharply, cried out once more, and tightly grabbed a handful of the sheet. When the contraction passed, she said urgently, I will die, but you must save my baby." "You not die, missus," Amari said in her most soothing voice. "Babies be born every day." "She's talking out the side of her head," Polly said to Amari. "Let's help her get more comfortable." They adjusted her blankets, set up clean cloths and towels close by, and made sure the hot water was ready in the basin. Polly hoped Amari knew what to do. Amari touched Mrs. Derby's bulging belly and declared, "Baby, come quick, very soon." The labor pains rolled faster and stronger with each contraction. Mrs. Derby was turning red with exertion and pain. The girls massaged her hands, washed her face with cool water, and helped her through each contraction by talking to her gently and quietly. Soon it was apparent that the baby had no intention of waiting for a doctor or Mr. Derby or anyone else. Mrs. Derby arched her back, screamed, and passed out. Polly lifted the blankets and saw the baby's head. She motioned to Amari, who gently eased the baby out. The infant cried, lusty, loud, and healthy. Amari held the child with a look of wonder on her face. "Beautiful baby," Polly heard her whisper. Polly brought Amari some wet towels to clean the baby off. It was a little girl with bright green eyes like her mother and curly dark hair. Then she froze, her hand still extended. "Oh, my Lord," Polly exclaimed. "The child is black." And that ends the chapter. It's a really quick chapter. Most of you can probably deduce what was going on. And all the slaves in the house broke camp as soon as possible. Seemed like they had some inclination of what was going on, and none of them wanted to be involved in the birth of this baby. And we now know why. The baby came out. The baby was black, or mixed baby. So, which is a shock to Polly. So we will end the chapter there and go to the next one. Thanks for listening. See you on the next one.